It is me. I'm Daniel. I'm live, and this is my 39th installment of my vinyl update, just like a little chat, you know, and also my contest announcement. So I figured I had this wild idea that I would go live, you know, while doing this, just to do a chat or whatnot. I see a lot of people doing it. I'm like, why not, man, you know? Less editing on my end. So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well myself, and I really hope you guys are too. And I'm still trying to get my car situation sorted out. You know, it just needs a new engine because I already put in new stuff in it, like new transmission, new catalytic converter, and it's just that I wanted to make sure it was not completely dead, and that's not completely dead, so we're good. So to start this off, if you see the thumbnail, you see that I got a pretty special 8-track. It's one that's even hard to find on vinyl. It barely broke even, I believe, the top 50 in 1967. It's the final Yardbirds album, Little Games. And this isn't the original outer slipcase because it would have had an Epic one, but this one, since Columbia and Epic were the same company, yeah, it's a pretty clean example. Of course, I cleaned up the card a bit, and it sounds pretty great as well. And not in bad condition whatsoever, so I was pretty stoked to find that one. And this is the second one, Double Vision by Foreigner. Pretty common one, but still a great one to have. And yeah, that's what I got for my 8-track finds. And this is one that I already had that's pretty well beat, but I just figure that it's pretty fitting. Rest in peace, Burt Reynolds. As you can see, like I said, it is very, very beat up, so yes. So I'd like to get on to the regular vinyl now, my thing. So we'll start this off. I'm gonna have a little review of Egypt Station. I got this the day before it came out, and I'm not sure if anyone wants a download code, but here you go. I don't use download codes, so ta-da, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. This album was a big surprise for me because I wasn't really anticipating really liking it because the singles he released off there weren't really anything that were amazing. Like, it didn't really catch my attention. But then when I listened to the whole album, it was fantastic. Like, side 1 was great, but then when side 2 starts off with Who Cares, when I heard that kind of like feedback guitar, this album was fantastic. I very, very, very much enjoyed this album. Big surprise for me. And this is, of course, the entire side 3 is fantastic, starting off with Dominoes. It has this little psychedelic sort of part towards the end with some backwards guitar that's fantastic. Back in Brazil, which I think is Paul's most creative and modern song since Temporary Secretary. You wouldn't expect Paul to make a song like this, but it's an absolutely fantastic song. Do It Now is pretty great as well. Caesar Rock. I love Caesar Rock. And despite repeated warnings, controversial sort of song, but I absolutely love it. It is a fantastic song, and it has a very Wings Band on the Run sort of feel to it. And of course, the medley ending off the album, Hunt You Down Naked and C-Link, are fantastic as well. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy any of the cuts from side 1, because I really enjoyed I Don't Know and the bass on Come On To Me. Happy With You is great. And then, of course, Who Cares, which is like one of my favorites from the album. It was absolutely stellar. So I really enjoyed this album, and I'd say it's actually Paul's best album since Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, or if not at that level, Flaming Pie. Absolutely fantastic album from Paul. I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed every song besides Fire. I'm gonna be honest. Fire was the big kind of song that caught me off, that really made me not want to get the album. I'm like, man, what if every song is like this on the album, and it's just Paul trying to do like Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift stuff? I don't know, man. But, good thing it wasn't that. I'm very much appreciative for that. And I think it's amazing that Paul McCartney is such a talented man that he's still making stuff that's just as refreshing as he was 50 years ago. It's fantastic. And I got this as well, and this album was fantastic as well. I went to the mall maybe a week and a half ago, and I went to the Barnes & Noble. They had this for like $23 or something. And it's Graham Nash, this Path Tonight by Graham Nash. And it has the signed lithograph in it, which is pretty nice. It is real interesting. It's signed by, of course, the photographer and him. This album was really good. The first track I didn't like that much, but the rest of the album is just classic Graham Nash. So I really recommend this. I know it's been out for a few years at this point, but I really do recommend it. It's a fantastic album. It's a gatefold, and it has the custom inner sleeve. And I just thought the feel for this album was sort of weird with the trees, because when I see it, it kind of reminds me of like early 2000s like emo music with the album cover and stuff. I'm like, man, this looks so sad, but it actually wound up being a very, very nice album. So I was real happy with this. This is a great Graham Nash album. And I completed the last album I needed from this band for my whole discography, and I am absolutely stoked to have this one in the collection, because it's very, very rare. And it just fills a gap in my collection. I'm going to get a drink of water, so I apologize. Nice. Alright, so The Velvet Underground. Their third album, which came out '69, it's self-titled, and it's in pretty nice condition. The spine on it's pretty nice, and has the original inner. And the disc is fantastic, and for the Velvet Underground fans like me, you know that this US mix used Lou Reed's personal mix, which is dubbed the closet mix, because it doesn't really sound that great. He mixed up all the vocals like 50% higher than the instruments, so I apologize about that. But I'm human, so we're all human. There we go. Good. Almost dropped an outer sleeve again. Just little human things. Let's put that right there. And so I got I don't know how to present this one because I Frankensteined it, but I guess I'll present it like this in its Frankenstein form, and I'll show you what it looked like when I initially got it. Because I upgraded the disc. I upgraded my mono copy of Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. I had initially got one with a worse cover, but the disc is okay. Original inner. Original mono issue of Pet Sounds. Pretty great album. I think everyone just universally at least respects Pet Sounds. Like not even so much as like it, but I think at least half the universe respects it. It was a big stepping stone in music. And this is how it was when I initially got it, with the poor cover. This cover's worse. It has writing on the front, so I just Frankensteined it. This one has a little bit of like just water damage to the back, but it's just like the staining. It's not like actual like artwork lost or anything. This one had the inner as well, and this was just my mismatched Beach Boys Pet Sounds disc from the deluxe set from '67, I believe that came out. That I found just the disc for at Goodwill, then I found just the cover, and yeah, and I got like a plethora of Beach Boys things, so we'll definitely check this out. This is the second one I got. This is a Record Club copy that also has a little tiny bit of water damage, but it's not anything that really detracted me from it because it was really, really inexpensive. This right here is the Beach Boys 2020. This came out '69, has a little bit of water damage, and it's not a gatefold. Oh, I just got a low battery alert. There we go. I got this, and it's the Record Club copy. And it has a little bit of water damage. It's not a gatefold like the originals were, but the disc is in really great condition. The label has a little bit of a wearing, but the disc is very, very nice. So that's what counts. And it played pretty well. It's not a Beach Boys album I heard before, and it kind of surprised me that they used a very similar version of Cabin Essence that was in Smile. I'm going to take another drink. This is another Beach Boys one I got, and I absolutely love the cover on it. It's a Netherlands pressing. That only, I believe, the Netherlands pressings had this cover, and it's absolutely fantastic. Live in London by the Beach Boys. I absolutely love this. With it opens up like a little mini gatefold, kind of like Beatles Pictures, Stories, Songs, Pictures, and Stories of the Fabulous Beatles, or whatever it was on VJ. I have a copy of it somewhere, but I love this front cover that they chose, though, with them performing live, like, of course, with the Bruce Johnston era, where Brian wasn't touring with them, but it's still fantastic. I absolutely love that shot. And it has the original inner, and it is on the lime green Capitol label. So a really nice one to have. It played fantastic, and it was a pretty good show. I just didn't like that Mike Love during the middle of Good Vibrations is like making jokes, but that's classic Mike Love for you. He's just a tool, so I mean, that's just my opinion of Mike Love, at least. I mean, it seems like the universal opinion on him is changing. That like, oh yeah, he wasn't too bad when you compare like the other Beach Boys and stuff. But I still just really don't like Mike Love. He was just not the nicest person. Okay, so putting that aside, I upgraded my copy of Zeppelin 1. This is a first pressing. My other copy is a first pressing as well. This one is in much nicer condition. And this one has a fully legible spine, not really any seam splits, just a little bit of seam wear. And it has the original inner as well. And it's a fantastic disc. It plays really nicely. I was wanting to upgrade to a really nice copy of this for a long time, and it's nice, heavy, and it's just, I'm really happy with it. And speaking of upgrades, I finally did the upgrade that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's kind of like lifting a weight off my chest, because it's, I've had this copy of The Doors in the shrink wrap for a long time, but it had the 69 red label, even though it was that earlier cover. So, I finally found a first pressing that also had a really nice cover that, you know, could have been used for the 69 cover as well. I did the Frankenstein of a Century. Now this one, which still has a really nice cover, not really a lot of ring wear, and the spine's legible and nice. I've put the 69 disc with that, because the 69 disc has a little bit of wear. It's not perfect. But the gold label disc that I found, I've been wanting to find one with, like, you know, just like a good cover, but like a near mint disc. This one has a VG Plus cover and like a near mint disc, and it's gold label original. So now I have a truly, at the very least, VG Plus copy in the shrink for the debut. So that's a nice one to have in the collection. It's got the original inner as well. And of course the disc on it's absolutely fantastic. You could almost swear it looks like it left the factory maybe a week ago or two. And it's just, that's a big weight off my chest that I finally have a nice copy of that. And now I want to upgrade my mono copy of Strange Days. And I finally got to add this one to the collection. I don't remember if I showed this. I probably did, but that's okay. Chaos and Creation in the Backyard by Paul McCartney. I think I already did show it, so that's why I'm just gonna like go through it really quickly. I was listening to it, and I didn't think to check my previous video to see if I had shown this. So if I've already shown it, my apologies. Oh, my phone almost fell. That's always fun. Oh, ah! There we go. There we go. Alright, and there's side A for you. Side B, I just love that it's the it has that illusion to where you can flip it over either side and it'll still say Paul McCartney. That's pretty interesting. And I got a plethora of Doors stuff as well, including Weird Scenes Inside the Gold Mine, 2-record set compilation, original. And both discs have this inner with all the albums on it, which I think is real nice. It's a really nice inner. And the discs are pretty good, but I had got this really cheap, so. The discs are maybe VG. Maybe VG. And it's not too worn. It's still got some life in it. This one's pretty nice though, because I've been wanting a nice copy of this for a while. This is The Doors Absolutely Live. It's got some ring wear on it, but the discs are really nice and have the original inner sleeves. Pretty nice spine on it as well. And yeah, the inners are real nice. The records are real nice. 2-record set. Oh, I just heard my dog. And this is going on to a thrift store now. I got this because it was in the shrink and it's an upgrade for me. Kenny Rogers, the Gambler with the hype sticker. You can't turn down Kenny Rogers in the shrink. That's like a sin. You know, Kenny Rogers, it's he's great, but you know, I only pick up his stuff it's really nice, just like Herb Alpert. So, what's the other 2 thrift store ones? These right here, because I had them a little bit out of order. So, this is the second one. This is Pieces of 8 by Styx. Someone drew a star in the corner, but shockingly, I don't have this record. So I figured it's at a thrift store. I might as well pick it up, you know. It's 59 cents. It's got a big scuff right here, but other than that, it played okay. I still need to clean side 2, but side 1 played okay. And this one right here is a 2-record set as well. It is Sarah Vaughan live in Japan. I just figured why not? 59 cents again. And this one is on Mainstream Records, but I do not think it is the Mainstream that like Big Brother and the Holding Company were on. I do not believe so. I don't think they changed their label to that. And going on to a little more stuff. This one I've already shown. What's this one? Did I show this? Yes, I did. I know for a fact I showed that one. This one I haven't shown though. The last 2 I haven't shown, and this is gonna be the last 2 that I do show. It's Bloodwind Pig, A Head Rings Out. This is an original gold label pressing on A&M, and of course this is Mick Abrams from Jethro Tull after he left from the debut. Has the original inner with the absolutely fantastic Ansel Adams photograph. It's got a pretty nice disc as well. It played really nice, and I really enjoyed this album. I've been wanting it for a long time, but it's just I never really seem to find it in the wild. And the last record is an Australian Beatles record. That sounds absolutely fantastic. And this is the Essential Beatles. It is a really wonky track listing, being that it jumps from like... Let me give you examples. It jumps from like P.S. I Love You to Baby You're a Rich Man to All My Loving to Yesterday to Penny Lane, and it's just either way. Here's the disc. It's really just mint, and it played fantastic. This is actually one of the best sounding records I'd say in my whole collection. I wasn't expecting it to sound that good. This sounded absolutely fantastic. And now I'd like to make my contest announcements. I'm gonna give it a lot of time, so I could at least try to get a few videos in, but it's going to be, the theme of it is going to be a nice pair, like the Pink Floyd compilation album. And a nice pair is going to work that there's going to be 2 winners. Basically for the contest, you're going to be showing me your favorite nice pairs. Like, it could be whatever you want. A songwriting duo, a band that was a duo, a band that only put out 2 records. Get as creative as you want with this. It could be something obscure like, oh yeah, this guy made this album and he only had like 2 fingers or something, which, you know, I just came up with that on the spot. So just be as creative with you want with it, as long as it has something to do with the number 2. If it's a band's second album, it could be, you know, the second lineup of a group. It's a nice pair. So it's going to be like that, and you got to show 5 records of your favorite nice pair. You could show 5 or more, like 5 to 10. You know, I don't want you guys to like go around making like half-hour videos just for a little contest, but yeah, I figured that this would end right around December, just so I could give people a good amount of time, because we're in September right now, October, November, so that gives them like 2 months. And with that, there's going to be 2 winners, and the 2 winners will get gift cards for probably like Barnes & Noble or something, to where you could actually go get a record you want. So that's what I figured I would do. I know it's like not too exciting, but I figured it would still be a nice way to celebrate, to where you guys could get something that you would want, while I'm still, you know, awarding you guys for being good people and a very nice community. So I do want to thank you all for that. I appreciate all the support that I get from you guys, and I really do hope that I get a good amount of videos for this, because I want to have some variety in there. I would love to see you guys get creative with the nice pair sort of theme. So again, I do thank you all, and I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm going to be signing out, so peace and love.